Hey, it's Ted McGrath, CEO and founder of Rise Global and creator of the Business Breakthrough Immersion, where we help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how our clients pay us anywhere from $48,000 to $65,000 to work with us, and how you can turn your passion into a profitable business as well. Now, I want to share with you the tool that's made this all possible. It's called the Breakthrough Branding Blueprint, and I've been using this tool for the last 13 years with thousands of entrepreneurs all across the world. And here's the simple fact. This is about you. You have something that's totally and completely fascinating about you. You have a gift. You have something that you do better than anybody else on the planet. In fact, you love doing this thing, and you've been doing it your entire life. But the challenge is, most people don't get paid to do the thing they love to do. Well, this blueprint helps you do this. This blueprint packages you, packages your business, your passions, your skills, your knowledge, your experience into a step-by-step formula so that you can communicate your value better to customers, so you can deliver your brand in an effective and powerful manner, and so you can even double and triple your fees, if not more, with this. How do I know this? Well, only 10 short months ago, I was using this process, and I've been using it for a long time. But in using this process, my customers were paying me $25,000, my one-on-one customers. Now they're paying anywhere from $48,000 to $65,000, my personal clients, depending on the program that they use. Several years prior to that, I was only getting paid $3,000. And when I had left corporate America to become an entrepreneur, I was getting paid $0 at first. So I had to work my way up to this, all right? So you might be thinking right now, hey Ted, I'm starting from here, from just brand new. Well, it doesn't matter. Wherever you're starting from, this formula will help you get to the next level. It's about breaking through to the next level. See, everybody gets stuck at a ceiling. And somehow we need to break through to the next level, whether it's the income level, whether it's in your passion, whatever it is, this will help you do it. And here's the thing. There's 10 steps, and they're 10 simple steps. And I'm going to go through this with you in the next 40 minutes or so, but I don't expect you to get all of this right now. I expect you to grasp it, to understand it, but not to have the completed blueprint. You'll have to take more time for this. In fact, at our Business Breakthrough Immersion live seminars, which is a 3-day event that we do, and it's amazing, and I really hope you get to come someday, we take a day and a half for that. A day and a half just for this Breakthrough Branding Blueprint. So we've got 40 minutes now, and then you can take time after it. But the point of this is to get this across so you really see what's possible, and you start going through these steps to realize, you know what? I can take what's fascinating about me. I can take what I love to do in this world, and I can go make a huge difference in people's lives and transform my life, other people's lives, and transform the world. Because that's why we're here, isn't it? And I just shared this with my friends the other day who are now customers, and in speaking with them and taking them through this, they had that challenge of, how do I actually communicate my value? How do I get paid more for what it is that I'm doing? And shortly after taking them through this for a couple hours, they walked away with a package formula, a package message, and they went out there to meet with their next customer, and within a week they had 2 brand new customers, they doubled their fees, and they're absolutely raving over this. This is just something that happens all the time with our clients because they take the time to get real with themselves, to get real with their passion, and to realize, you know what? If I'm not doing what I love, I have to be doing what I love, because that's how I'm going to make the biggest difference in the world. And you can do it too. And you might be thinking, you know what, Ted, I'm an artist, or I'm a financial advisor. How will this work for me? Well, I have clients who are artists. I have clients who are financial advisors. We have clients who are internet marketers. We have all kinds of clients that come to us that are marketing professionals, you name it, and we help them with this, just like we can help you too. So it's really powerful. Stay with me throughout this, and just know that we're going to get through this entire thing, and you're going to love it, and you're going to have aha moments, you're going to have breakthroughs. And the question you might be thinking right now is, Ted, what is your formula? What is it? And my formula is this: the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. When you're the creator of your own formula, people remember it. And listen to how simple that is. I was on the phone with a really powerful strategic alliance partner for us today, and in just sharing that I am the creator of the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula, and telling him that what that means is we help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. And we have a scientific breakthrough technology that helps them move past the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, the worry, the limitations in their thinking, so they can break through the next level, to break through that ceiling that has them stuck. And when I shared that, he got it. And after a 2-hour phone call at the end, I only said it once. He said, yeah, that passion to profits breakthrough formula sounds really, really powerful. So when you're the creator of something, you become positioned as the person that everybody wants to go to. You're the go-to guy that can change the lives of other people when you know what's fascinating about you. And this helps you do it. And it hasn't always been something that I have understood from the perspective of my passion. In fact, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story here, because when I was 21 years old, I was fortunate to have a mentor who created a blueprint for the insurance business that I was in and that I had just signed up for. And when I showed up, I knew nothing about business. I had no concept about how to make any sales. I had no comprehension about what business was or what charging, higher sales fees were. I didn't know anything. And I started off my first year in the business. He shared the blueprint with me, took me through this, created it with me, and he said, this year you have to do 6 figures in income. Anything less is not acceptable and you won't work here. And sure enough, I was dumb enough to listen. I followed the blueprint. I went out there. I did 6 figures in income, and the rest is history. And sure enough, I got promoted to partner shortly after that. And then eventually I became the number 5 partner out of 500 partners for the number 1 life insurance company in the country called New York Life. The number 1 life insurance company, a multi-billion-dollar insurance company. And I share this with you not to share my stats. I share this with you to share the reality of what is going to be revealed here, because when I got there, I'll never forget the moment and the experience. I was 27 and a half. I'm standing on the top floor of the SunTrust building in downtown Orlando, Florida. I'm staring out the window because 90 days prior to that moment, my business partner and I set out to do the impossible, to accomplish goals that nobody thought we could accomplish. And sure enough, 90 days later, we ran like crazy, and there I am, staring outside the window, staring at the Orlando sunset, and as I'm looking there, I have this moment. I have this moment where part of me is excited. Hey, I just done the impossible. I'm one of the top partners in the entire company. We just got this amazing promotion opportunity. Get excited, Ted. This is everything that you've been dreaming of. This is everything that you've ever wanted. Because when I got there, I had this mindset that I would actually feel successful. And when I got there, I didn't. Because the other part of me that wasn't excited, the other part of me was sad. The other part of me was unfulfilled. The other part of me was uncertain. The other part of me was wondering, what's going on with my life? And sure enough, as I tried to ignore that part of me, as I tried to push it down, as I tried to push down the doubt, the fear, the uncertainty, the part of me that was totally unfulfilled, as I pushed it down more and more and more, the louder it got. And it was kind of like this volcano at the base of my stomach that was getting louder and louder and hotter and hotter and hotter. And the more I resisted it, the more it pushed up and welled up through my heart and up through my face. And I'll never forget the experience in that moment where it popped. It was like that rush of heat and that rush of just unfulfillment moving up through my face. And in that moment, I had a question. In that moment, I heard this voice. And the voice said this: is this really all there is to my life? Is this all there is? And in that moment, I had a decision to make. I had a decision to either follow the road that everybody else thought I should follow, to follow the path of corporate America, to climb the corporate ladder, to do what I was certain I knew I could do, or I could follow my destiny. I could follow the path of uncertainty, the path of fear, the path that I was most afraid of but most excited about, most passionate about. And in that moment, I turned around and, figuratively speaking, I walked to the edge of that building, and with total doubt, total fear, wondering if I was really as good as I thought I was inside those 4 walls, could I be really as good as I thought I was outside those 4 walls, I had a moment where I stepped. I stepped off the edge of that building, and in that moment, I said to myself, I'm going to have faith and grow wings on the way down. And I leaped. Now, figuratively speaking, I leaped, but literally speaking, I turned around, I handed in my resignation letter to New York Life, and I never returned again. I share this because you have a passion. You have a gift. But when I left, that was just the beginning stages. That was just the starting point because I had a problem. See, what I didn't tell you was the struggle and the pain that I went through for 8 years. Every weekend out drinking, 15 drinks on a Friday night, 15 drinks on a Saturday night. And as I look back through my family and the alcoholism that ran in my family, I realized that I had a problem. And I had to solve my problem with alcohol, because several years prior, at 22 years old, I remember the night that I came home. And I came home from partying, from being out drinking and doing drugs, and I literally fell down to the floor, and I'll never forget this moment. The tile was cold, the floor was empty, and as I sat there, I remember my brother walking in through the door, and all I could do was reach for my brother, because I could literally feel my soul leaving my body. And all I could do was hold on to the top of my head and reach for my brother, because in that moment I was literally dying. And as I grabbed onto my brother's shirt, somehow a miracle happened, and I woke up the next morning totally revived. Now I share this because my mom struggled with alcohol. My grandma died at a young age from alcohol. My aunt drank herself to death at 48 years old, and me too, I had that problem as well. And sure enough, I knew that for me to live my passion, for me to go out and live my dream, I would have to trade my problem for a bigger solution. I would have to trade my problem for a bigger calling. And I used our scientific formula to change and transform that problem into a solution to where I know now I can go out and help millions of people and make a difference in the world. You can have that impact too. You can trade your problem for a global solution that impacts one person, you first, then impacts 2 people, then 4, then 8, then 10, then hundreds and thousands and millions of people, and we can unite together and make a difference in the world, because that's what the world's crying for right now. And you have the answers, and you should get paid well for it, right? So let's jump in and let's get paid well together into how you can actually do this, because you have a story too. And what's most important is jumping into step 1 and starting off with your realization that you have something that's fascinating about you. I call it the fascination factor. And the fascination factor is this. You have a gift. You have something you've been doing your entire life. You do it all day long. You love doing it. And in fact, at the end of the day, you have so much energy because what you do, your skills and your gifts that you deliver to others, turns you on. It lights you up. It ignites you. It burns the fire inside you so you can fuel the jet to go out and travel the world and make a difference. And that fascinating gift that you have shouldn't be left to waste. It should be utilized in a way to where you can do it every single day and get paid for it, and stop doing it for free. If you can get paid well and make a living doing it, why not do it? Because if you're not getting paid and you can't do it forever and ever, then you're not making any difference to anybody on a grand scale like I know you want to. So the fascination factor starts with you answering a really simple question. And the question is this: who are you? Who are you? I've been asking myself that question every day for 13 years. When I wake up, it's the first question I ask. And I get a very similar answer. In one word, I get an answer. I'm an inspirator. And if I go to a second word, I'm a transformer. And if I go to a third word, I'm a passionate person. Inspiration, transformation, passion. Passion to profits breakthrough formula. I've been able to take what's fascinating about me, my gift, to inspire others, to get passionate and help others take their passion and turn it into profits. And I've been able to make a life out of it. Who are you? Take a moment, write that down on a sheet of paper. Answer that question. Pause the video if you have to. Think about it. Reflect on it. Ask this question all the time, because who you are matters. It's not so much about how you're doing things as much as it is who you are. There's a lot of people out there that do similar things to you, but who you are, only you can show up in that way. Only you have that gift. Only you have that talent. Only you have that fascination factor, and it's time to honor it. Why am I so passionate about this? Because I know that without doing this, it feels dead inside, doesn't it? I've been there. I've experienced, I know what it's like to almost die from drowning my problems in a bottle. I know what it's like to have family members drowning their problems. It's no life. And your problem may not be alcohol, but it could be other problems that are stopping you from living your gift. Let's get real. Let's get fascinating. Let's go out there and make this difference. All right? Let's commit to it right now. Let's lead together. And let's go to the step 2, which is your statement. See, your statement of what it is that you do is incredibly impactful. Why? Because you have to be able to clearly communicate and articulate what you do very, very succinctly and quickly and to the point. Notice how I started out this video. Hey, it's Ted McGrath, CEO and founder of Rise Global and creator of the Business Breakthrough Immersion, where we help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. That's what we do. We help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. What do you help people do? See, we help people live their passion, find their passion, discover that passion, and turn that passion into something. That's what we do. And when we help them with their passion, the end result for them is a profitable business and lots of other things. So my question for you first is, what do you help people do? Number one, and you help them do that so that they can have what? So you don't want to just help somebody do something, right? You're helping them do something so they can have something, because people want the outcome. They want the benefits. So when I talk to you about the profitable business, that's the benefit. See, I could tell you all day long, let's help you live your passion. You can go around doing your passion, but if you're not getting paid for it, the equation's not complete. So write down right now, what do I help people do? And then when you help them do that, what are you helping them have? You help people do what so they can have what? See, this is really, really powerful to get clear on this right now. Having what are the outcome and the benefits that you're providing for that individual. And it's not just that. I help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. Notice how I talk about my branding blueprint, which is the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. So if I'm sitting here and I'm having a conversation with somebody at a networking event, or I'm talking on video on camera like I am right now, say somebody asks me at a networking event, hey Ted, what is it that you do? I'll say, well, I'm the founder of Rise Global and I help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. Really, Ted, how do you do that? Well, I'm the creator of the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. Really, what is that? Well, it's a scientific formula that we've developed, and notice that, right? There's the hook. See, every statement has to have a hook. So notice it's a scientific formula that we've developed that does X, Y, Z. So your statement becomes fascinating, not just saying what you're helping people do and what you're helping them have. Throw in the hook, like the scientific formula or whatever the hook is for you, and everywhere I go, people always say, well, that's scientific? Yeah, it's scientific. You need to have the hook too. Not only is it what you do, it's where's the hook and how do you bring it home. And whether you're doing it on camera, whether you're doing it at a networking event, whether you're doing it on stage, whether you're doing it out over a cup of coffee, this is what brings it home. So spend the time, number one, what is it that you do? Number two, what is what you're doing helping people have? And number three, what's the hook to bring it home? You do all that, and you mix it into your formula that we're creating for you right here, it's money. All right? So that's the second component of it. What's the third component? Story. Story. Story is so powerful. I feel very fortunate because I come from a long line of storytellers. So I grew up listening to my grandfather all the time, telling stories all the time at the table. In fact, he would tell the same story over and over again. But every time he told it, people laughed, and every time he told a story, we were in a state of trance. It was like when he tells a story about his life growing up, automatically I think of my life growing up. Because when you tell stories, people go into trance, and if you want somebody to have an experience of when they were 25 years old, all you have to do is tell them a story of when you were 25 years old, and they automatically put themselves in the play, right? They put themselves in the game, in the story that you're telling, and now all of a sudden they're the actor in the story. They're living it. You must use stories in what you're doing. I had the great fortune of going to an amazing event with Bo Eason, where he is an NFL football player that turned Broadway star. And he turned Broadway star by telling the story of his professional football career. And now he goes all around telling that story, and he gets paid lots of money to do it. Well, after I went through Bo's course, I decided myself that I was going to act out my own story at my events, at my Business Breakthrough Immersion workshop. I actually act out my own personal story. I actually act it out physically, live, and I can't tell you the impact that that has on people to start off the weekend with a bang like that, and how it connects me to people. Going through a 40-minute story and acting out the story of my life and sharing everything that I went through with alcohol and all the challenges that I faced, people really connect with that. What is your story? How are you going to tell your story in a way that connects with other people? Now, you heard me talk about my story earlier on. What makes a successful story? It's really simple. Every story has 3 components. So the first component that you really need to think of right here is when a story begins, there is always a call or an initiation into something. Like you get the call to go do something great. Like you ever watch a movie? In every movie, there's a call to go do something. Without the call, there's no story, right? So there's a call to go do something great. Then once you get the call, in every story that's fascinating and fun to watch, there's a pit. All of a sudden you get the call and then you face this great challenge and now you're down in the pit and you're down and out and you're facing the dragon and you're slaying the dragon because you want to get out of the pit to get to the breakthrough and break through and win the whole event or the situation or the story or the journey. You want to win the game, right? So you get the call, then you go down into the pit and you're slaying the dragon and facing your challenges and overcoming the problem, like I had to overcome alcohol, right? And then I break through, and then that's the celebration. Like I solve my problem with drinking, I break through, and when I break through, I realize, wow, I have this scientific process I can share with other people and help them solve their problems. I go out and I live my passion, and the celebration is there. What's your call? Think of a story that you have, and what was the call? Then think about, what's the pit? What was that big challenge that I faced, that I overcame? And think about how you overcame and what was the breakthrough. And then craft your story and tell it. And your story doesn't have to be 40 minutes like me acting it out on stage at the Business Breakthrough Immersion event. It can be a really simple story that you tell in 1 minute. I told my story in the beginning and maybe it was 3 minutes, but I could simply say in an event when somebody asked me, hey Ted, what do you do? I help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. Really, how do you do that? I am the creator of the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. What is that? Well, it's an amazing scientific formula that helped me change my life. I can just share with you how it helped me. I was a leader in corporate America at 27 and a half years old. I was fortunate to have great success where I got promoted to one of the top partners in the entire company. And what I realized when I got there is I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. I thought it was the moment that was going to make me successful. And I realized I was empty inside. So I left to go follow my dreams and follow my passion. And what I realized when I left is I had a problem. It was alcohol. In fact, I lost many family members, my grandma and my aunt, to alcohol. And almost my mom and almost myself. I almost died from it. And then I found the scientific formula that changed my life. And I realized that helping other people transform their life was the first part to helping them live their passion. And so I created this Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula, and that's my story. See how powerful that is? I went through that in about a minute. I talked about what I do, what my hook is with my fascination statement, and managed to fit in my fascinating story. I mean, that is so critical. I get so excited going through this because I realize that this is the biggest challenge for people. I mean, being in the insurance business, we were always talking to people and people are asking what it is that we do, and I never felt comfortable with it. I didn't want to say I worked with New York Life because now I'm this company. I didn't want to say I was in the insurance business because nobody likes insurance people. So what did I say? I had no idea what to say. And we tried to come out with slogans and things that sounded good and like really professional, but until we started following this formula to a T, I wasn't comfortable and passionate about it. And then I realized I'm not passionate about insurance, so I got to get out of the business. So whatever you're doing, get your story. Go help other people. And you can make such an impact by doing this. Now, well, how do I begin, Ted? That's the question, right? How you begin is simple. How you begin is you got to get feedback from your friends, right? Who would know best what's fascinating about you? See, here's the challenge. You're thinking right now, well, there's nothing really fascinating about me. I do this every day. See, what happens is you do something, somebody gives you a compliment, and you go, yeah, Yeah. You turn your cheek. How do I know? Because I've done it too. Rather than when somebody gives you a compliment, really looking at it and saying, what made them just say this? See, they look at you and say, there's a fascinating individual. You look at yourself and you say, I do that every day. Well, yeah, you do that every single day. Kind of like Steve Jobs. I don't think Steve Jobs woke up one day at 19 years old and said, I am going to build a $1 billion company, did he? No. Steve Jobs, what made him amazing at Apple and still is the culture and the philosophy is they challenge the status quo every single day in every single way. Steve Jobs has been challenging the status quo from the time he was 2 years old. I'm quite certain that little Stevie, when he was a kid, was trying to walk faster than the other 2-year-olds. And was probably doing some innovative trick to try and walk in a different way because that's who he is. He didn't just arrive at 19. He's been doing it since the time he was born. You came into this world with this gift, and it's time to hone it, and it's time to really become a master at that talent and that gift. Because like Malcolm Gladwell says, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. You've been doing this for a long, long time. Add up all the hours, and you're not too far away from being a master in this. So stick to it. Send out what I call the fascination email. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 4 is the fascination email. What is that? Well, it's really simple. You are going to send out an email. And it's the one thing I want you to walk away with doing at the end of this video. And the email is going to say this. Joe, Jim, Mary, whoever you're sending it to, I recommend you send it to 5 people. And it's going to say this. Joe and Jim, or whoever you're writing to, I'm working with a coach, and I have a passion. I have a gift. I have something that I really want to take out to the world. And I'm just curious. I respect your opinion. What do you think my gifts are? What do you think my talents are? What do you think is fascinating about me? And you type that up, and you push the send button, and you send it out to your friends, your 5 best friends, or your 5 best clients, or whoever's opinion you value that knows you well. And you wait to get back their response. And I can tell you, people will send back, and tell them to write it in a couple paragraphs. People will send back in a couple paragraphs just this amazing, amazing feedback for you. These amazing responses. And they'll start telling you what's fascinating about you. And then you can begin circling all these things that they're saying about you, how amazing you are, and you'll start to get the drift that, wow, people really think I am amazing. I really have a gift. I should not be holding this all to myself. I should be sharing this with the world. And you'll be on your way to actually doing it. Because the first step is taking the first step. And the step I want to take you to take now is I want you to send out that email. So promise me, make the commitment right now. Can we create a bond here together that you'll commit right now to actually doing that? All right? Go ahead, rock and roll and do it. Now in the next step of the process here is I want you to create the name, right? I want you to create the names. We've got the trains cheering us on here at our studio. They're excited for you because they're saying, go, 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 and live your gift. Live what's fascinating about you. See, these are the perks of living downtown. I'm staring at the beautiful ocean out there right now, or whatever that is, a big sea of water out there. I've been staring at it for 6 years. And we got the trains too, right? So we're having a good old time. We're having a party. This is fun, right? Fun. Let's have fun, okay? So now we're time to get into the fascination name. And the fascination name is, once you start getting this feedback, once you start hearing from people their feedback, and then once you also start answering the question, who am I? You can start taking those words, like somebody says you're inspiring, somebody says you're passionate, somebody says you're great at breakthrough, and you take those words and then you package it into a formula. See, you knew we were getting there, didn't you? You package your own breakthrough branding blueprint. You create your own formula and you name it. Why? Because when you name something, it comes to life, right? You name it, it comes to life. Passion to Profits breakthrough formula. Simple. I'm the creator. It comes to life. You take words that mean something to you like passion and inspiration, and you insert it in the title in 5 or 6 words, and every time you speak it, you get so excited because you realize you're being who you are. You're living your gift. Your fascination is coming out to the world. That's how powerful this is. So I can't tell you how important it is to think through the name and come up with something you're really passionate about. I've thought about this a lot. I've had many modifications to this to come up with the thing that was right that would explain everything that I do in 5 or 6 words. Passion, helping people with their passion. Profits, profitable business. Breakthrough, scientific technology. It's all there. It's amazing stuff, isn't it? It's amazing stuff. I can't wait to meet you in person one day and hopefully spend time with you going through this personally at our Business Breakthrough Immersion live event, because I'd love to take you through this. There's nothing like doing this with hundreds of people in the room and everybody giving feedback and sharing with one another. It's like the ultimate thing in the world. So I know we'll connect sometime soon. So let's get into the steps. And in the meantime, you can work on the steps. So here's the steps. The fascination steps. What are these? Well, it's not enough to wake up and say, hey, I'm Ted McGrath. I help entrepreneurs turn their passion into a profitable business. Hand me over $48,000 and see ya. Doesn't work that way, right? What you need to do is something very, very methodical here. Now, I'm not the most methodical guy in the world, but what I do know is for people to want to invest with you, they have to have real steps that are going to change their life. Now, you might be wondering, well, what steps am I going to create for people? Think about something that's made a difference in your life. Think about a life experience that you had, that you overcame the challenge and the problem, and now you want to share it with other people. Well, when you're able to do that and share that with other people, that advice that you're giving to other people is going to change their life. That could become a step in your process, right? That could become a step in your process. So if you're sharing your experience and the problems that you solved with other people, and that's going to change their life, that's ultimately what they're buying. Now, you might be having a business that's more systematic, and you might be thinking about how you're going to name the systems as steps in your business, right? So some people are sharing their experiences and the problems they've overcome, and they're getting paid for that. And some people are just fine-tuning the systems in their business and being really clear on how they're going to get their customer to their end goal and sharing the steps that are going to make that happen. I've interviewed a lot of people. I've spent lots of time listening to even thought leaders. And the one area they all fall short is, I still can't understand what they do even after spending a couple hours with them. I don't get how they are going to help me get to the promised land. They sound great, they're inspiring, the business sounds like it's doing well, but how does it help me? Right? That's what I want to know. How does this help me? How does this help my customers? And step by step is 7 steps, 9 steps, 5 steps, however many you want to have in your formula. What are those steps? And show the person, here's step 1. Here's step 2. Here's step 3. For example, one of the steps in our process is called the Breakthrough Branding Blueprint. So right now, I'm taking you through an actual step in the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. Notice that. Right now, I'm taking you through an actual step in the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula that we've created. That step is called the Breakthrough Branding Blueprint. I'm helping you create your own Breakthrough Branding Blueprint, your own formula, so you can go out and make lots of money doing what you love. Does that make sense? All right? That's how powerful this is. So I want you to really tune into what is the step that you're going to teach to somebody and lay it out like step 1's this, step 2's this, step 3's this. I think the Breakthrough Branding Blueprint, it's step 6 in our formula. Right? So it's really, really important for you to get this down. And this is probably, to me, one of the most important parts of the process. If you can't have a good name in your process that's clear and simple, nobody's going to get it. If you can't explain what you do, nobody's going to go to the next step. But when they are at the next step, if you can't explain the steps and show them how they're going to get from A to Z and accomplish their most important goal, game's over. If you can show them, the game's over. You've won, right? So that's the whole purpose behind this. And come up with a name like ours is called the Breakthrough Branding Blueprint. We're going to help you break through, we're going to help you enhance your brand, and we're going to help you create a blueprint of the steps that you're going to deliver to your customer, okay? So take some time, if you need to pause the video, go through that, take some time on thinking, what are the 7 steps that I'm going to share with other people? What are the 7 steps to my business that is going to help the customer reach their end goal? What are the 7 steps that are going to transform somebody's life? What are the 7 steps that's going to help somebody become financially free? Whatever your industry is, that's how you do it. All right? Pretty simple, pretty awesome. Let's move on to the next piece. And the next piece is the problem. And this is the other one. Like, all of this is important. So I keep saying, like, this is the most important one. It's all important. Because you can't just share the steps without going into the problem, right? When I shared the breakthrough branding blueprint, I talked to you earlier on that most people have a problem with communicating and delivering their message. And when most people have a problem of communicating their value to others, they don't inspire their clients to take action. And when their clients don't take action, their clients don't buy. And when their clients don't buy, their fees don't go up and they don't make more money. So that's a problem if you lack the confidence to ask for the sale. It's a problem if you're not able to increase your fees. It's a problem if you can't inspire clients to take action. That's what most people are facing here. They face that major problem. This tool helps you solve that. I can guarantee that when you create this, you will have more confidence. Guarantee it. Everybody I've worked with, when they create this, they have more confidence. You will have more confidence when you go through this because you're helping people solve their problems. And when you help people solve their problems, they want to work with you. If you don't help people solve their problems, they don't want to work with you. And if you can't even identify what those problems are so somebody realizes they need to take action, you don't have a client. Right? It's that simple. What are the problems? So what I'd like you to do right here is write down what are the 5 biggest problems my clients face. And if you don't have clients yet, imagine what are the 5 biggest problems that people face in this area. And if you don't want to imagine it, send it out to your friends who've had this experience before and say, hey friends, what are the 5 biggest problems that you face in this area? Whatever you want to do, get the problem because you need it, right? You got to have this. Do not skip over the problems. Too many people go into the sales process and they skip over the problem. They go right to the solution. They're like, buy, right? Buy. My stuff's good, buy. Well, I know you know it's good. Your partner next to you might know it's good, but if the guy across the table from you doesn't know it's good, he ain't buying squat, right? So you have to identify the problem. Make sense? I don't want to make this a problem, so let's move on, okay? So let's move on to the next step, which is the solution. Isn't this great? Like, scientifically, here's the thing, I won't get all Jedi on you here, but scientifically, every problem is driven by its potential solution. That's just science. And in our scientific process that we go through, you'll experience that. And at our workshops, we do this. We spend an entire day showing people at the Business Breakthrough Immersion, we actually show them how to take their problems and turn it into their biggest opportunity. How within their problem, the solution already exists. So this is the really cool part about the model, and that's like one of my passions in life is helping people go inward and solve their problems. I don't believe anybody can go live their passion if they don't solve their biggest problems. And if they do, it'll be short-lived. And what a loss to the world that is. I want you to really think about that. What a loss and a disservice to humanity if you couldn't solve your problem. What a loss if your passion is only short-lived. That's why I'm so passionate about helping you get paid really well for this. Because if you can't do it long-term, we've done a disservice to the entire world. And since your work makes such a difference in the lives of other people, we have to get it out here. It's our responsibility. We must unite as a community and go out there and share our gifts, share what's fascinating about us, and package it in a way that people want what we have so we can change lives. And that's really, this is why I do what I do. I want to inspire people to transform and live their passion and live their gift. And you can do it too. So the problem, the solution's already within it. The solution is already there. So when you flip the problem of most people have a lack of confidence for asking for the sale, most people lack the ability to clearly communicate their value, most people lack the ability to increase their fees and make more money, what's the solution? The solution is simple. We're going to help you create a step-by-step formula to package your passion, to package what's fascinating about you, to package your skills in a way where you can deliver it and communicate your value to your customers. That's the solution. And when you package and communicate and deliver that value to your customers, you're going to increase your fees, you're going to have more confidence in asking for the sale, you're going to get more customers, you're going to be more fulfilled, you're going to be more happy, you're going to be more excited, you're going to be more invigorated. You're going to have all these things in your life because we've been able to solve your problem and come up with a simple solution that has great benefits and an outcome. Sell the outcome, the benefits. If you look at the latest commercial and ads with the iPad, what they're selling there is not the actual iPad. They're not selling the features of the iPad, like look at this really cool buttons that you can push, and look at this really cool screen that I don't even think an iPad has buttons actually, right? You push on the screen, right? That's how technology I am, right? Okay? That's the problem. Solve mine, okay? So with the iPad, they don't sell all that mumbo jumbo that they got going on there. They sell it for people like me who want to buy the experience. So they showed in one of the recent ads, they showed a grandfather teaching his grandson to read. Isn't that amazing? Like they showed this whole experience of a grandfather spending time with his grandson. They wanted to sell the experience of that and teaching him to read. So not only are they selling iPads, they're selling an experience where families unite and young children are learning perhaps to grow up and be the next Steve Jobs, or to be the next visionary, to be the next passionate person, or to be the next person who creates their own breakthrough branding blueprint and packages their passion, their talents, and their gifts and goes out and changes the world, right? Come on, right? Sell the benefits. Sell the outcome. Stay away from, we got 20 DVDs in this program and come and we've got 14 weeks of coaching and come and buy all this stuff. Nobody cares. You have to tell them how it's going to be delivered and the features that are going to get them there. Sure, I'm not saying don't mention that. You have to mention that. You have to talk about they're going to get DVDs and how they're going to consume it if that's what you're selling. But 90% of the time needs to be spent on the benefits. You do that, you're home free. And since it's so sad, like we get down to step 10, I just want to stay here forever with you. But on step 10, here we are. And in step 10, the tools. See, this is what makes it all tick. I've been saying all the other 9 steps are what makes it tick. But at the end of the day, the tools make it tick. Because all this becomes a reality, right? When you walk through the steps and you say, I'm going to solve your problem. And I'm going to come up with this amazing solution. And here's the outcome that you're going to have when you're enjoying your iPad with your grandson and teaching him to read or whatever the heck it is you're selling. The tool to implement that is so important. Right? How are they going to experience these benefits? What is the tool that's going to get them there? How are they going to implement these steps? See, the Breakthrough Branding Blueprint, and I should have told you this all along. The Breakthrough Branding Blueprint, you might be wondering, well, Ted, how do I package all this? It's really simple. Go down below, click on the blank branding blueprint. Say that 3 times really fast, the blank branding blueprint. And when you click on it, a blank blueprint will show up. That's our tool. And what you'll do with the blank blueprint is you'll start filling it out based on the categories that are on there. It will have a category that says up top for you to name it. It will have a category of steps where you put your 7 steps in there. It will have a category for you to list problems. It will have a category for you to list solutions. It will have a category for you to put benefits. It will have a category for you to put tools. The tool I'm giving to you right now is the blank branding blueprint. All you got to do, go below, click on it, pops up, you take it out, write on it, fill it out, and then you'll have a completed blueprint. What would a completed blueprint look like? Well, I think you go right below that, and right below that is the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. So you go to the other link, click on that, opens up, you pull out the blueprint that we created, the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula, and you model ours. You see how we did ours. And you look at it, and you get ideas from it. And sure, you're going to look at it, and probably your first thought will be, oh my goodness, I wish I had somebody to help me on this, because this takes time, and I know it does. And it's like I was coaching somebody today, and she said, all of a sudden I sit here with you, and we get really present to this, and I get so much done. And the reality is, you need partners in this. You need coaches in this. You need somebody to take you through this. So take the time to do it. Think through it. And I don't want you to get frustrated, because we do this at our Business Breakthrough Immersion live event, and we can take you through this entire thing. But for now, spend the time right now and just just go through it, work through it, spend the time on it. You can get through it on your own. It may be a little bit of a struggle to begin with to like get going, but I know one thing about life, and here's the thing that I know, is it takes a lot of creative energy. It takes a lot of energy to step into things. But when you step into things and you really take that action, when you step in and you get the momentum going, you get in the flow. And once you get in the flow, things just start to open up. And I know this will work the same way for you. So what's most important right now is I want you to take action, okay? I want you to take action on this. And what I want you to do is I want you to go back to step 4. And the one thing I want you to do right now, like don't get overwhelmed by all this stuff and oh my God, it takes a day and a half for them to do this at their live events. Don't go there right now. Don't let your mind start thinking about all the things it needs to do, because that's how the mind works. And then your mind talks you out of going out and living your passion. And then other people don't get to experience what's fascinating about you. You don't get to live your gift. You don't get paid for it. You don't get to change the world. And our world stays the same. And so does yours. Don't let the mind take you 90 steps ahead. One action step. This is a success habit. One action step. Send out the email. What's the email? The email is simple. The email says this. It says, hey Joe, I'm working with a coach. I value your opinion. I want to take my passion out on a larger level. I want to take it out and share it with the world. What would you say are my gifts? What's fascinating about me? What are my strengths? What are my talents? Send out that email. Write it right now and push the send button. Like, push it. Push the send button. Do it right now, because you got to send this out. And don't be thinking, well, what if there's nothing fascinating about me? What if I don't want to be rejected? What if I don't want to hear the feedback? Everybody thinks that. Send that sucker out, okay? Send it out. And you will start getting back just this overflow of just passion from other people telling you that you have a gift. And we need to do this. You know what? This is the opportunity right now for you to make a difference. This is the opportunity right now that you've been waiting for. This is the thing that we all dream about. You know, when we're kids, to dream about the thing that we've always wanted to do. To dream about the thing that seemed impossible, but we knew was possible. To dream about the thing that other people said you can't do, but you know inside that you have this knowing, you have this gift, you have this passion, you have this ability to move lives. You have an ability to move mountains. You have an ability to do whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you different. And if people say, well, this seems crazy you going through this, well, I tell them they're crazy. Because don't let anybody talk you out of your dreams. It is the opportunity of a lifetime right here, right now, to step in and go through this. And I know this is what you've been waiting for. I know our paths have met, and our destiny is here, and it's revealing itself right now. And I am so honored to be walking this path with you. I am so privileged to be able to share this with you, because I love what I do. And I want us to unite and lead this whole thing together. So it's been a privilege. And what I'd like you to do right now is, if you have questions or comments, go ahead, post them right here below. And if you post them right here below, I'll get back to you. I'll answer your questions. I will help you solve your challenges in going through this, because that's how committed I am to this. So go ahead, type out your email, send it out to your friends. Go ahead, post your questions and comments that you have below. And until then, until the next video, where we're going to cover the breakthrough sales system, because that's so critical as well. Here you have the branding blueprint, but the question is, how do you really sell it? Right? You package all this. Then how do you get in front of a customer, or in front of a video camera, or send your stuff out on the internet and get people to buy? Right? So in the next video, we go in depth into the steps of what gets people to actually buy, so you get the moolah, right? And that's what makes it fun, because you should get paid well to do what you love. So until then, play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, and earn a higher income, my friend. You're the best.